Hello and welcome back. Now, before proceeding further in this section, let's do some advanced settings in Postman to make our API testing a bit simpler and faster. So if I go to Postman, in the last few lectures, in order to access protected routes like this update hotel route, since we have added authentication in our application, only an authenticated user can access this update hotel route. Okay, and to authenticate the user, what we have been doing is we have been manually copying the generated JSON web token and we have been pasting it in the headers as the bearer token. So this we have been doing manually so far. But now I want to avoid this manual task to make my API testing a little bit faster. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how you can automate this process that whenever a user logs in and generate a new JSON web token, or whenever a new user creates his account and generates a JSON web token. So here, let me go ahead and let me create a test user. Here, let's say email is test@gmail.com. So when we are signing up the user at that time also, a JSON web token gets created for that user because after the sign up, the user will be automatically logged into our application. And for logging in the user, the client is receiving the JSON web token. So whenever a new user signs into our application or whenever a user logs into our application, the JSON web token which gets generated, I want to use that newly generated JSON web token for each of the protected routes. And there I don't want to manually copy that JSON web token. Here in the header, this JSON web token should be updated automatically with the newly generated JSON web token. And I'll show you how we can do that in a bit. The other thing which I want to show you is how you can create an environment in Postman. So just like how we have environment in our Express application, like the development environment and the production environment. And for different environments, we can create different environment variables. In the same way in Postman also, we can create environments. And for each environment, we can define different environment variables. So this is another thing which I'm going to show you. So let me actually first show you how we can create an environment in Postman. So for that, at the top right corner, you will see this drop down. Currently, we do not have any environment. So here, no environment is selected. But what we can do is we can create a new environment. So when you click on this drop down, you will have this option to create an environment. Here, let me go ahead and let me create a new environment. And here, I'm going to call this environment as development. Okay, you can name your environment anything. I'm simply going to call it as development and I'll just press enter. So in this way, I have created a development environment. And for this environment, I can define environment variables here. So here, let me go and let me create an environment variable called URL. Okay, and for this URL environment variable, I'm going to assign it with the base URL of our Express application. So you can also call this environment variable as base URL, but I'm simply going to call it as URL because it is short. And to this URL environment variable, I'm going to assign the base URL of our application, which is http:// localhost 3000. So here I'll say http:// localhost 3000. So in this way, we have created an environment variable. And now, wherever we are using this base URL in the request, so for example, if I go to this update hotel route, there we are using the base URL, right? So there, instead of hard coding it, what I can do is I can use this environment variable. So currently, if you see, the selected environment is development. And in that environment, I have this URL environment variable. So I can go ahead and I can use that environment variable. And to use an environment variable, what we need to do is we need to use a double set of curly braces like this. And inside that, we can specify the environment variable name. In our case, we have a URL environment variable. So this URL, as you can see, if I hover over it, its value is http:// localhost 3000. And now just to test that this is working, if I send the request, let's see what happens. So here you see we are receiving this 200 OK response. So in this way, we have created an environment variable for the development environment. In the same way, if we want, we can have multiple environment variables for this development environment. And if I want, I can also create more environments. So for that, again, I can click on this plus button and I can create more environments like production, staging, etc. But currently, I'm not going to do that. Currently, since we are developing our API application and we are testing that from Postman, here I'm going to keep a single environment, which is development. And when we will move our application to production, or when we want to test the production configurations from Postman, that time we will create the production environment as well in Postman. But for now, let's keep just this development environment. And here I want to have a single environment variable. Later, if I need, I will create more environment variables. So this is the first thing which I wanted to show you, how you can create an environment and environment variables for that environment in Postman. Now, what we can do is at every place where we are using the base URL, there we can replace it with that environment variable. Okay, same thing we can do in sign up also. So wherever you are using this base URL, there instead of using that base URL, you can use this environment variable. Let's save each of these requests, and I will do for other requests also, but not in this lecture. So I'll do that offline. But here I just wanted to show you that now wherever you are using the base URL, there you can use this URL environment variable. Now here you might have the question that why should we create an environment variable? Is there any advantage? So yes, we do have an advantage when we create an environment variable. And the advantage is here when we have created this URL environment variable for this development environment, there we have set a value. Now the URL will not be same if the environment is production, right? So in the production environment, when we will create a production environment, there also we can create this URL environment variable, but to that we will assign the URL of the production environment. So let's say we have hosted our application on a server. So in that case, it will have a different URL, right? It will not be hosted on localhost. It will be hosted on a real server. So there we will have a different URL. So in that case, what we will have to do is we will have to just create a new environment called production, and we will have to create a URL environment variable, and nothing else we will have to do. We will not have to go to each request and change the base URL, because here since we are using this URL environment variable, and at that time we will select the environment as production. So whatever value we have set for the URL environment variable in production, that will replace this URL in the request. Okay. Now, we also want to update the JSON Web Token in all the requests wherever we are using it. And we want to do that whenever a user logs in or whenever a user signs up. So in both the cases, we are generating a JSON Web Token, right? And this we can do in 3 simple steps. So here also we are going to create an environment variable, but we are not going to create that environment variable manually here. Instead, we are going to create it programmatically. So let's first do it for this login request. There, I want to create an environment variable programmatically. So for that, let's go to tests, and in here, I'll click on this button, open post response scripts. And here we are going to write a script. And the script which we are going to write here is pm.environment.set. Basically, here we are going to create an environment variable. And remember that we are going to create this environment variable after we have received the response. Okay, so here when a user is going to log in, and once we have received the response, in the response we will have this token. So we want to create this script after we have received the response. So that's why I'm creating it for post response. If you want to execute some script before the request is sent, you can write it here. Okay, but here I want to write a script which I want to execute after we have received the response. So here I'll say pm.environment.set Here, I want to set an environment variable, and I'm going to call that environment variable as JWT. You can call this environment variable anything, but since in this environment variable, I'm going to store the JSON web token, which we have received after the login was successful. I'm simply calling it as JWT. And the value which we are going to assign to this is pm dot response dot, and in the response we are going to have a JSON data. So first of all, we want to get the JSON response. So I'm calling this JSON method on that, and in that response we are going to have this token property. So I want to access that token property, and whatever is the value of that token, I want to assign to this JWT variable. Okay, and let's use a colon here, and let me save this. Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will send a login request. So here I'm again going to log in this user markwat@gmail.com. If I send this request, we have received a success response. And if I go to this development environment, there we should also see the JWT environment variable, but it is not there. But anyway, let's see how we can use that environment variable. So we want to use that environment variable in this update hotel request, right? Currently, we are setting this authorization header, and to that we are assigning a bearer token. So first we have this key bearer, after that we have a space, and then we are specifying the JSON web token. But instead of doing it like this, I'll remove it from here. Okay, I will uncheck it, and you will also see that for each request we also have this authorization section, this authorization tab. If I go to this authorization tab, there we have different options of setting the authorization header. So we are using this bearer token, but we also have other authentication types like OAuth 1.0, OAuth 2.0, we have JWT bearer, we have API key. So these are all the authentication types. In our example, we are using bearer token. So I will select that. And here we need to specify that JSON web token. Now here, instead of copying the JSON web token from here and then setting it here, I'm going to use the JWT environment variable. Okay. And if I hover over it, for some reason, this JWT environment variable is not getting created, and that's why I'm not seeing that value. Let's see why is that. Okay, so what I'll do is instead of writing it manually, we also have some snippets here. And in the snippet, we can scroll down and we want to set an environment variable, right? So I can click on this and you see it has generated the same type of code. Here I want to set the environment variable as JWT and the variable value as this. So basically the same thing which we were doing earlier. Might be because I'm using single quotes here, that's why the environment variable is not getting created. Let's just verify that. So let me save the changes here and let me re-log in this user. If I send the request, the user is logged in again and we have received a JSON web token. Now let's go to the development tab, and now you will see that the JWT environment variable has been created. So might be the issue was the single quotes which I was using. So make sure that you are using the double quotes when you are specifying the environment variable name. Okay. And now if I save the changes and if we go to update hotel request, there now if I hover over this JWT, you will see that it is assigned with the newly generated JWT. So this newly generated JWT ends with B small u small n 8. And if I go to login request, here also it ends with B small u small n 8. Now if I send the request again, we will get a new JSON web token which ends with 100u0. If I go to update hotel and there if I hover over this JWT, here you will see that here also it is updated. This JWT is assigned with the newly generated JWT which ends with 100u0. So this is working for login. Then a user can also log in after he has created his account. by signing up to our application. So here also in the response, we are going to get a JSON web token. So here also, we are going to write the same logic. So again, we can go to scripts, we will go to post response, and here I will generate a snippet, or maybe I'll simply copy this script from here and let's paste it here. And let's save this request. Okay, and now when I create a new user, so let me create a demo user. I'll call it as demo, and let's say the email is demo@gmail.com. Let's create this user. Once this user is created, we are going to receive this JSON web token. So here also, once we have received a request, this script will be executed and it will set the value of this JWT variable with this token value. So now the new token value, it is ending with EMBPY. If I go to this request and there, if I hover over this JWT, you will see that this is also updated and here it ends with EMBPY. So in this way, now whenever we log in a user or whenever we sign up a user, we are going to get a JWT in the response and it will update this JWT environment variable with the newly received JWT. And in that way, we don't have to change it in the requests where we are using the JSON web token. There, we can simply specify this environment variable. Okay, so here, if I send the request, we should get a proper response. Okay, it says password was changed. Please log in again. So here, let me go and let me log in another user. So here, what I'll do is I'll log in this user again. Okay, so now this user is logged in and this JWT should have been updated here. If I send the request now, now we are getting a 200 OK success response and the document should have been updated. We have not specified a new value for this cheapest price, but even if we do that, let's say we want to set the cheapest price to 240. Currently it is 220. If I send the request, it should update the cheapest price to 240. So in this way, now we don't have to copy JWT again and again for those requests where we want to attach the JSON web token with the authorization header. There, we can simply go to this authorization tab, we can select the bearer token, and for the value, we can use the JWT environment variable. All right, so these are few settings which I wanted to explain in this lecture. We are going to see more settings which we can do in Postman in the future lectures of this course. But for now, this should be it. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.